Well, today is day 2 of trying to live off our land, and we got this rake. I've been out here since basically sunrise, a little bit before, and we're just raking it up because there is a push baler, apparently like a hand tool, that a farmer in town just doesn't need anymore, and he's willing to part with. So we're going to go pick that up after we get all this raked up. But, you know, day 1 was pretty successful. We cut down some trees. We, did all of our chores. We made enough money to buy a nice utility trailer. And today I want to, try to get these baled up. It's just going to be grass that we're going to sell. See how much money we make off of our path here, even though, we didn't cut the entire thing this way. The middle, we just mulched. We got the grass dropping from the outskirts here. And just trying to get a nice big pile here to then bale up easier. And then the other goals today, I think I want to look into getting some lumber and maybe building a garden so we can start processing or producing our own food around the house and just, keep saving money. We want to hold on to about $12,000 just for our bills, for our, our cushion to get by. But I'm kind of hoping that we make a decent amount of money today, and maybe we can look at Facebook Marketplace for a tractor and start building some farming equipment. We probably also have a decent amount of money we can make off the rest of these trees that we chopped down. We want to get them, broken down into smaller pieces and put on the trailer later today and take them back over to the market there where we're selling them. And that should be another good amount of money, and I think we'll do that and the baling before we make any decisions on what we're going to purchase today. But we got some goals in mind. Want to start, getting that garden going, like I mentioned. And then eventually, I would love to see if we can make enough money to get enough equipment to maybe make a plot this year, maybe one field, and get a crop going. I think a harvester would probably be the biggest thing. So maybe we'll start, really small to where we could harvest it by hand if we really needed to, depending on how money turns out by fall when the crop's ready. Yeah, this is all new to me. We'll figure it all out one step at a time, though. Well, I think this is about as good as we're going to get it, and boy, I hope we're able to get some equipment and not have to do this by hand next time. All right, all hooked up to the trailer. We're going to head on over to that farmer's property and see about this push baler. Of course, the check engine light's going to come on today out of all days. He said we get to this stop sign, we want to take this left before it and loop back around. And it should be just down the road and on the left-hand side. And we'll see the old wooden push baler in the yard. I think this is the property here. Take a left on here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so let's just, loop around, get a little bit past it. Get the ramps down here. I'm going to go ahead and load this up. We just kind of pull it in front of us like this, and we should be able to get right up these ramps. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let him know we're taking it, and I don't remember how much he said for it, so I'll double check with him here. Nice old man there. He was able to part ways with it for $250, which I think is a good deal. Man, I guess you kind of could make this yourself, couldn't you? We'll see how this works, though. Let's go ahead and head home with it. Well, I was just checking the weather app, and we have a couple hours to get this done before some rain hits, so I think we really need to focus on that. I think it's about 10 o'clock when the storm is expected to get here. So we got some work to do. Gosh, the mailman's always holding up traffic up here. Come on, guy. Alrighty, let's just pull in like this for now. We got a lot of work to do with the trailer after this anyways, so let's go ahead and unstrap this here. So he said we just kind of come back through with our rake like this. And we just kind of fill it up, and then we can kind of compress it with this lever back here and turn it into a bale. So, let's see how it goes. All right, working good so far. Yeah, I could have tightened up this pile a little bit. We're gonna have to go over it multiple times, but that's okay. Boy, it seems to take a little while to fill this thing up. All right, there we go. Just kind of press it down like that. Pull out the bale. And keep on keeping on. That's one down. Hopefully a lot more to go. Working on our 20th bale already, finishing this first side here. There's a couple areas where we'll want to go over it again. But man, what a good start this is. I imagine this is going to bring in a decent amount of money, I would hope. We'll find out in time though. We got to do the other side still. And I know that side's a little bit thicker, so I'm hoping that maybe twice the bales. I don't know. That might be a little too ambitious, but we'll see. You know, just kind of cruising around here, scoping it in real slowly. And, you know, hopefully this is just, you know, the start of something awesome that we can not do this manually, because I'm exhausted and it's barely 7 a.m. Well, coming back to the other side here, we're at about 47 bales, so working on number 48 right here. We definitely need to do another pass on both sides, but it's coming together nice. Kind of hoping for about 60 at this point. And we're making pretty good time. Still not even 8 o'clock yet, so that storm should stay away. Hoping to get these up on the trailer and sold before it hits. I think we're tracking pretty good. Oh boy, we were pretty close on that 60 number. We're getting number 59 right now. I don't think we're going to have enough to get number 60, though. Get this wrapped up, and then we'll probably have the wife drive the truck. I'll walk behind it, load up the bales on the trailer, and go get them sold. Let's do a little partial one on here, so I guess we will get 60, but it's not a full one. All right, that's a good place for it. Be nice to see the equipment grow in here and run out of room to store everything. All right, time to get these bales all picked up. All right, they are all loaded on up, heading in to get them sold. Hoping it's a decent payday. I have a feeling it's not gonna be the best. Okay, car, you gonna overtake us here? Oh, you too? We're not driving fast enough for you? Oh, he's gonna pass them both? Oh, okay, they're gonna be stubborn with each other. Look at them. I hope someone else... Okay, he got back over. I was getting a little worried there. I was backing up in case there was a head-on collision. All right, I believe this is the place. Let's find out how much they're going to pay us. Just under $6,000. That's... I feel good about that. That was a lot of work, and I feel like that's well worth the money. Well worth the money. I mean, something like this would be lovely to have. Oh, man. No way that's in our budget, but... Oh, almost stabbed myself. That would be beautiful. Well, we beat the storm, so I do want to kind of get back out here and cut up the rest of these trees before we figure out what our budget for today is. And, you know, we could always do even more work to increase that budget as well, but it looks like we'll be working in this area. Yeah, that's the farthest one, so we'll get these 3 taken care of, move the truck. I'm hoping we can fit all these in one load, but maybe I'm hoping not. Time to get busy. Well, not a bad pile of wood here, so we're gonna go get this sold, and yeah, that'll tell us our budget for the rest of the day, and do some shopping. Boy, lots of traffic right now. We're just gonna have to get out here. We're just gonna have to go. Oh, what did you do, bud? Yep. Oh! Craziest drivers around here. My goodness. All right, let's see what this extra amount's gonna bring in. That's it. Well, maybe this one's gonna be the super expensive one. Well, $2,000. Can't complain. Made about $8,000 today. Not a terrible budget. I'm gonna go home. We're gonna, you know, regroup, think about what we're wanting to buy, and we'll go from there. Bring in the stop sign with us. Well, after a nice lunch in town, we're heading home with some planks, some long planks that we can make some garden beds. And it cost just about $500, but I also had a nice lunch at the cafe in town and was talking to an older gentleman who used to run a farm, and he's telling me he has a couple old tractors that he's trying to get rid of. They've been just sitting behind his shed for years, and he also has a piece of equipment that would help us create fields. So pretty decent prices he was talking about, but we're gonna go check those out later today. I do want to spend a little bit of time trying to get these beds created. I don't know if we'll be able to get the seed yet today. I've got to figure that part out, where we're going to buy that from and exactly what we want to get planted. But I'm going to get busy here. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to get the mower out, try to find a nice flat area back in here, and see if the mower would clean up these bushes just out of chance. I don't know if it will, but I think about right here is where I want to start my garden. No, I'm not too sure about that location. I didn't see anywhere really flat, so I'm going to cruise around back here. I do know this area to the left, all those trees I want to eventually clear, and in the center of the big trees, I want to put a field. So I don't want to put the garden there. But I want to go to the back of the property and see if we can find a decent spot for this. I think I see one right here to the right. Yeah, this doesn't look bad at all right here. I think what I'll do is probably use the chainsaw and cut down a nice little path here. And then we can get the four-wheeler set up with the trailer and bring the planks back here, and I could just build the beds back here. So, yep, that's the plan. Boy, these planks fit like a glove in this trailer, but, yeah, we got that area cleared. Give you a look at it here once we get back over to it. Yeah, right here, there is a stump. We'll have to figure out how to get that removed eventually, get a stump grinder, but I'm gonna just park right over here, and we're gonna get to work one plank at a time. We're gonna make some garden beds. Well, it's a start. Cleared this area a little bit, got these built in. Did go get some soil as well and got that added in here. So now we just got to get some seed and some fertilizer and a way to really get some water over here pretty regularly. I think that's a good start. And if we don't feel like we're producing enough, we could always build a little bit more. It only cost us, about $500 in material there. So I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to get this stuff home, and then we're going to go next. Actually, I think we could lift this up. Maybe I could just be super strong right now. Yeah, that fits perfect. Yeah, but next on our task, we're going to go head on over to that farmer's property and check out those old tractors he was talking about. I have a feeling we're going to be able to afford it. Believe this is the place. That looks like the shed he was describing. So we should just be able to pull around the back and see what he's got here. Said he had a lot of equipment that he's been selling, but this is all that he has left. Wonder what's in that shed. All right, let's take a look back. Oh, take a look at this stuff here. Looks like an old McCormick farmall. Pretty filthy. It's pretty beat up too, the paint. This disc here as well. We definitely need that to start creating a plot of land that we want to start farming. Ah, this 710. All right, let me go chat with him and see. We got about just under $5,000 in our budget right now. Wish me luck. Well, guys, $4,500 later, we did get the farmall. I couldn't talk him down. I wanted the John Deere. I couldn't talk him down on the price. And just this thing, he says he would be surprised if we're able to get 2 seasons out of it, the way it's been running. So maybe we'll get it over to a mechanic after using it a little bit, but I think it's a good start. I do want to go over to that plot of land and just start testing this out, and that we're talking about, the open field that I've cut. And this guy's driving too slow for me. So yeah, we'll pull in over there, unload this, and potentially start making our first field. All right, here we are. Just cruise on in. I think right over here should be a good spot to park. Let's see, it was a trick to get it up here. We're gonna have to kind of move over, go down like that. Oh, that worked. I think what we're gonna want to do, go ahead and get it lowered. And start about right here and just kind of go and get kind of close to these trees. This seems to be pulling real good. Not going to complain about this. This is amazing. Easy to drive. And just, yeah, eventually I guess we could make this bigger by cutting some of these trees down, but I think this will be a start. Create a nice little outline here and fill in the middle. Yeah, this is working lovely, and we'll have to figure out a way. Whether it's leasing, we have plenty of trees we can cut down and make money, and maybe eventually we can produce enough vegetables that we could sell some too. We want them for eating, but if we do end up, expanding the garden, and if it just ends up growing more than we can eat, then we can sell the excess. But we probably got to move pretty quick this time of year to get a crop in the ground in spring here. That would be ready by the end of the year. Just another possible revenue stream. Take it one day at a time. We'll figure it out. Well, 2 days of our new life here, trying to live off the land. You know, we're not trying to be rich. We're trying to just figure out a way to make a living and eventually enough to have a retirement plan going. But there's our first field. It's nothing to, you know, it's not huge. I don't know how much money we could make off of a crop on this, but it's a start. And it's been a long day, so I'm gonna head on in. We'll have to build out a plan to figure out how to get some, like a seeder or a planter or something out here. How to fund that. That sounds like a problem for tomorrow.